Hello, I'm Len, welcome to Thrifty Tones. Today we're talking about Floyd Rose modifications, and in this video I'll talk about what I think is the most important Floyd Rose modification that you can do to a Floyd Rose unit, a licensed unit, whatever. This one is the big one. So over the last few years there's been a huge increase in people who own Floyd Rose-style locking trem systems, purchasing parts and improving their bridges. I think the most common one is probably the block at the back, buying brass blocks, steel blocks, like thicker chunks of metal that will go in there and really improve the tone and sustain and everything. It's a great modification. I do it a lot to my own Floyd Rose units. Also, there's saddles that you can update as well and get titanium steel saddles that lock a little bit better and add a little bit of mass and a little bit of weight to the unit. That can be a great modification as well. However, I think the best mod that you can do to a Floyd Rose unit is probably the one that's spoken about the least. It is this. It's a Floyd Rose product. It is called the push-in arm, right? Now this, I only heard about this a couple of years ago, and I've been using Floyd Rose units for absolutely ages. This is something that I don't think many players actually know that much about. It's basically a socket and an arm that makes a massive, drastic improvement to any lock-in Floyd Rose unit, licensed units, any of the Floyd Rose, like the Floyd Rose 1000, Floyd Rose Special or anything like that. This is the upgrade that you want to make. Okay, so for a lot of Floyd Rose and licensed Floyd Rose units, one of the issues that you actually come across, if I just demonstrate it with this Jackson arm, if I just move this a little bit, this is a great guitar made in Japan, sort of, licensed Floyd Rose unit on it. It's got really, really good trem on it, but you can see already just from working with that a little bit, it's already gone completely loose. And so if you go to grab the trem, it's kind of somewhere down here or something like that. You don't want that when you're playing live. That's a huge hindrance. I've actually seen guitar players playing live, seen live footage of them where they're actually tightening this, as they play. And I thought to myself, God, you need the Floyd Rose push-in arm. It's an absolutely brilliant modification to do to this and really improves the playability of your bridge. So what the Floyd Rose push-in arm has is a small Allen key socket that goes into the side of the unit. And you can use the small Allen key that you use to move the saddles on a Floyd Rose. You put it in there and you can tighten the arm. So the socket actually has the little unit in there, and as you tighten that part that goes in there, the arm will not move anymore. I've used the push-in arm on all of my Floyd Rose guitars. I've always modified them up and put this modification into them. And once you've tightened it, that's it. You don't need to keep going back and doing it every gig or whatever. It's always there, and it's always in the place that you actually leave the arm, which is brilliant. So it's really, really cool as a modification. Really improves the playability of the unit. Okay, so let me show you how easy this is to install. We've got the Floyd Rose unit here. We've got it ready to go. It's just come off Amazon. I think this was like £25, this one. It was on offer. And I'm just going to install it onto this JT580 and just show you what an easy, quick modification this is. I'm going to lock down the strings, loosen them off, and then just bang this on. Okay, so I'll start by just loosening off the nut here, the locking nut. Take the strings right down. I've put a little bit of a support underneath the bridge so it's not going to move too much. Loosen these guys. Okay, so string tension is completely loosened now. All the strings are kind of flappy. That's fine. So we should be able to do this without even taking the strings off, to be honest. It's such an easy modification, this. I'll just unscrew this terrible Floyd Rose arm. Okay, so let's just loosen these springs off in the back. Okay, so I've got 3 springs here. I don't want to really mess with this because I want to do this fairly quickly, so if I just take these off here like this, oof, always quite hard. And there we go, so 3 springs removed. And the bridge now, if I just hold that in, that should come off pretty easily. Yeah, it's raised up like that, so I might need to slacken these off a little bit more. Which is the one that's pulling it, I think it's the... Is it the D string? Yeah, the D string always has more tension on Floyd Rose units, so if I just slacken these off so it slides flat. Oh no, it's the E string. The E string's pulling it. There we go. Right. So that's fine. It's fairly flat. It's fairly loose. I can take this off now. So the units come straight off. I've not even taken the strings out of the saddle. So it'll be such a quick modification, this. And then you'll see here, you've got an Allen key nut at the bottom of the saddle. Sorry, the socket, and that's quite stiff, but if I just unlock that, it comes straight off, and there you go, that's removed, and I've just got an empty Floyd Rose unit ready for the new Floyd Rose push-in style arm that will go straight in there. Okay, so let's get the Floyd Rose push-in unit out of here. Is. Now there's not loads of instructions with this because I think it's really straightforward. They're assuming that you know what you're doing with it. Okay, so we've removed the original socket and arm and everything, and we've got it like this. Now the beauty of this new push-in Floyd Rose arm and socket is it'll go into any unit pretty much. There's almost a universal fit with these. So the Charvel on my Jackson Performer, that's not a Floyd Rose unit, but these fit in it. It pretty much fits in everything, Floyd Rose Specials, 1000s and everything, so it'll fit into everything. The only tool that you'll need for the job is this guy, so an adjustable wrench like this will be absolutely fine. So if I just take this socket off here, there you go. You just put the new unit in there, looks so good, matching black, and then you just put the nuts on the other side, screw that down, and there you go, it's done. Like, it's so simple, this modification, and this is going to make the bridge a million times better. So tighten that up. I'm just going to get my adjustable wrench. I'm doing this over the top of my guitar, which of course you shouldn't do, but whatever. I'm not going to drop anything, he says. And there you go. That's about as tight as it needs to be. You don't need to go too crazy with these. Yeah, a little bit more. That's it. That's enough. Okay? So there you go. New arms on. Okay, so you can see there you've got the little Allen key adjustable socket bit. I'm just going to put that in there like that, and then just tighten that up. Again, you don't need to go really tight with this, and once you do this it will never move. You never need to adjust it again. So just put the Allen key in there and then tighten that up, and there you go. The Floyd Rose arm is really firm, and it'll stay exactly where you want it to go. It's such a great thing, this. It's such a great modification. Right, let's get this back on the guitar as quick as we can. Okay, so strings are all back on, everything's tightened up, and locking nuts are going back in. And there we go, simple as that. 5 minutes work, and this is absolutely transformed. Like I say, best mod ever. That arm is staying exactly where I want it to go now. Perfect. Okay, so there we go. That's been installed. It took like 5 minutes of mucking about to do it. You know, I did end up having to take the string, unlocking the strings from the bridge to put it back on again. I must have twisted them a little bit, but whatever, you know, it's dead easy work that. You're basically just unlocking the initial socket that's there and putting the new bar in. And you can see from just looking at that, that is just staying exactly where I want it to stay. It's just got a little bit of control to it, a little bit of friction there that just keeps it where I want it to go. And you won't need to tighten that up again. It'll just stay like that. So it's absolutely brilliant. You know, like I say, there's great modifications to Floyd Roses. If you want to add a new block to it, brilliant. You know, a big brass block, add sustain and really good sort of flutter to the bridge, great. You know, saddles are fantastic as long as you don't put too much money into this, I think. You know, but this is the mod. This is the one to definitely do. If you've got that screw-in style arm where you do it with your hand, change it for this. It's a much better system. And another thing as well, if you do buy a guitar like I've done with this Kramer that's got a bridge and it doesn't have a Floyd Rose arm included in the sale, you know, the person who sold it, you can't find it, like the person I bought this guitar off, they didn't have an arm with it. It's absolutely fine. Rather than trying to find a replacement arm that fits that particular socket, I'm just going to put a push-in Floyd Rose-style socket and arm on this one, because then, you know, you're not messing around trying to find the right fit for this. You know, they're all made in different factories, the Floyd Rose arms. So you want to just use the push-in one and just take the socket out of there and do this modification to any of those. So if you don't have an arm with it, think, I'll just spend £30, I'll get the Floyd Rose push-in arm. Okay, just as a little caveat of this though, there are a couple of bridge systems that you don't really need to do the Floyd Rose push-in style modification to. The first one's the Ibanez Edge. Basically, the arms that come on these have two little plastic kind of grooves that come with them, and it keeps the arm system kind of, you know, pretty firm anyway. So if you've got an Ibanez Edge Original, an Ibanez Edge Pro, or the Edge Low Pro, you don't need to do this modification. I think the arm system on the Ibanez is pretty good. As long as you've got some of those little replacement plastic bits, you'll be fine. And also the Goto 1996 system as well. You don't need to do the Floyd Rose push-in style arm mod for this, because it's already got a similar system on this where you adjust it with an Allen key and you tighten it up. So again, it's another tick in the box for that Goto system, which I always rave about on this channel. I put it top of the tier, the Floyd Rose tier list, because it's a brilliant system. It's really good. So hope that was useful for you folks. Like I say, I think this is the most important modification that you make to a Floyd Rose system. Honestly, put it on your guitar. It's like 30 quid for one of these units, £25, £30. You'll thank me later. When you're playing live and your Floyd Rose arm is exactly where you want it to be, it's such a game changer. The unit performs so much better. Please do give a like to the video. Please think about subscribing and hitting that bell notification for future videos. I've got loads of videos planned. Thank you so much for the kind comments, and all the best.